It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Fourpure Brewing Company, and it's a can of their Basecamp Pils Lager. It's coming in at 4.7% ABV in a 330 milliliter can. There's the look of the can. Looks really nice. I'm quite a big fan of Fourpure. They make a fantastic stout. Or is it a porter? Porter or stout. Very, very nice. They also do some nice kind of hoppy lagers. They were one of the first kind of like technology advanced companies, if you like. They were very quick off the mark with Instagram, social media, the internet, using the internet to their advantage to grow their company. Crowdfunding as well. I think Fourpure were one of the first to do some kind of crowdfunding back in the day when, you know, when it was a really unusual thing to do. So pioneers of how to grow your company in the era of the internet. Now, of course, they've been bought out. They're owned by quite a large company now. We'll have a look at the back of the can. I think it's they make a really interesting stout. Lion Stout. They make the Lion Stout. It's the same company as the people who make the Lion Stout and the Lion Lager. So we've got a one finger white head. Good levels of slow moving carbonation. A little bit of haze in the glass. Let's get the aroma. Oh, straw coloured Pils Lager. Let's get the aroma. Yeah. If you could describe crisp, if you could smell crisp, this is what crisp would smell like. Light wafer-like malts. Maybe some Saaz hop in there. Hallertau, maybe something like that. But it's definitely kind of Pils. It's got a Pils aroma to it. Slightly lemony, spicy, peppery aroma. Should we dive in? Stinging nettle. Let's dive in. Cheers. Oh yeah. Oh, that's nice. Lovely. .7% ABV for me. This should be in one of those 4-pack boxes. I'd be surprised if it wasn't. It probably is. I'd like to buy this in a 4-pack. Absolutely brilliant Saturday or Sunday afternoon drinking. Nice carbonation, pushes the beer around the inside of the mouth, releases more flavour. That flavour, that stinging nettle I mentioned earlier on. That follows through in the flavour, a little bit spicy, a little bit peppery. When I talk about stinging nettle, it's a very, very close relative. An interesting fact here, the hop is a very, very close relative. In fact, they're cousins with the stinging nettle on the wall of life. Is it the tree of life? Darwin's tree of life. The hop and the stinging nettle are cousins. So when you talk about kind of a stinging nettle kind of flavour, before, I mean ancient history now, hundreds of years ago, before they found the hop, they used to use stinging nettle to preserve and flavour the beer. I mean, I'm not surprised being its cousin. You definitely get it in the aroma and the flavour of the beer. A little bit of sweetness to begin with, touch of sweetness, goes over to a fantastic bitterness on the back end, and that leaves you with a lovely balance to the beer. Light, crisp, wafer-like malt to begin with, goes over to a lovely hoppy kind of bitter finish. So sweet and bitter, nicely balanced. A bit like a glider. You got enough sweetness over there, you got enough bitterness. And it just glides. It just absolutely glides. It's beautiful. Right, inspired by adventure, brewed and canned in London. Breathe it in, wide spaces and narrow winding tracks, leading you to heady views of uncharted territory. Long days shared with close friends as water flows and days turn to dusk. Stories begin to unfold in the light of the campfire. Right, let's see if they actually mention Fourpure Limited. Quite mention. Let's have a look very, very quickly. Who owns Fourpure? Lion, straight away. So it's Lion. And imbibe.com says another craft brewery bites the dust. So it is actually Lion Limited. So the company that makes Lion Lager. I thought it was Lion Stout. But in truth, if the brewery is left alone to their own devices to produce good quality beer, I mean, there are instances where the beer is not the same. And I'm looking at you, Beavertown. Beavertown Brewery's beers are just not the same since the takeover of Heineken. But Fourpure, for me, they've retained the quality of their beers. They have a very, very popular session IPA. Fourpure Session IPA. That's fantastic. It's a fantastic Pilsner. Because it's owned by a big conglomerate, a big company. Is it just a kind of a regular Pilsner? No, I don't think so. I think they put some effort into this. I think the brewery, the people who run the brewery, Fourpure, I think they don't have their hands tied behind their back. I think they're able to brew pretty decent beer, which is exactly what you want when you get bought out. Why buy something just to ruin it? For me, Lion have not ruined Fourpure. It's still great beer. Let's rate it. A lovely lager. A lovely, crisp, drinkable lager that I could drink can after can, pint after pint of. And that's exactly what a brewer wants to hear. Do you want another one? Yes. I like that. I like that enough to give it an 8 out of 10. It's an 8 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom! Cheers!